Hello and welcome back to Travel Trauma. This week we're talking all things travel, and we've got one of our favorites from back in the day, the glory days of Trust Us, and former host Daniel Prosser.
Yeah, and look, before you switch off, I know it's not a personality thing, I'm sure. It's that my mic is not working. So I'm using a cheap little headset mic. I'm not going to labor it. You're going to be like, look, this isn't sounding optimal, but trust me, content, it's going to make up for it.
Well, let's hope so, because I think I'm still dusty from the weekend, so I'm hoping this is magically going to bring me back. Yes, but you've done a fair bit of travel in your time, haven't you?
Uh, Once upon a time, I had. As you get older, all of the traveling you did when you're younger, people start to catch up, basically. I did a lot of traveling early. I was a big traveler. And in the past, look, for 5, maybe 10 years, it's slowed down a little bit. I would say that even a young cob like Darcy with his Europe travels
Mm.
is catching up to me. And I mean, that guy barely leaves the house. So, so I don't want to brag too much, but when I was 26, I would say I was pretty worldly, quite the world traveler to be sure.
Mm. And you got trapped out in the country and couldn't get to the nearest international airport.
Mate, you come to realize, that's the thing. Every trip, international trip from Longreach starts with $600 getting
Mm.
from Longreach to Brisbane. So you soon, it starts adding up. But also, mate, I've become a true cob, and I think that maybe the true travel is in your own country, in your own backyard.
Uh,
So I would say that I'm very well traveled around my home community.
all right, well, that's not why people listen in, so we'll move on from that. Well, in total, how many countries do you reckon you've clocked up now?
I'd want to say you're going to cringe at this. I'm probably going to say around 10. Um, 10 to 15, I'm going to say. Uh,
Mm.
because I can go through them if you want. I
Yeah,
can hit you. I can hit you with the passport by stats.
yeah.
Stamps.
Tell me, how's your passport looking?
So I've traveled to Nepal like 6 times. So I mean that's pretty good. 4 times maybe, 5 times.
Yeah.
Um, I've been to North America, so I've been to Hawaii.
Mm.
In South America, as you would know. Uh, I don't think this is right. Did we only go to 4 countries?
5.
What was the fifth? Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina.
Um, Ecuador.
Oh, why didn't I write Ecuador down? Jeez. Ecuador. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
that's good for my
you got
stats.
a bit of trauma there as well, so you might
Yeah.
have mentally blacked that one out.
Uh, True. I've been to Africa. I've been to Tanzania.
Yeah.
In Asia, I've been to Nepal, obviously, Japan, South Korea, China, Indonesia. We're calling Vanuatu, New Caledonia, and Fiji Asia, right?
Yeah.
I know they're oceanic, but I think the continent is Asia.
Continent, yeah, is Asia.
Um,
Pretty sure.
and I've been to a bunch of airports, mate. I've been to Singapore, Dubai, Doha. But
That's not
yeah,
bad. That's pretty close to 15. I tell you what, the country to continent ratio is pretty good.
that's pretty good, actually. Thank you for that. Because honestly, I think you Europe travelers, I think
Yeah,
it's cheating.
it's cheating.
Someone's like, "Oh yeah, I've been to tons of countries." It's like, mate, you traveled like 3 hours, 3 hour radius, and you traveled to 18 countries. I'm not that impressed.
Yeah, and like in Europe, you don't even, not even get your passport stamped, so it doesn't
Really?
doesn't count. No, you just drive across borders and you're just in a new country and you don't even see anything.
Yeah. Well, so their passports are looking weak. Mine is exotic. Let's just
Yeah,
say that.
I feel like Europe travel should be half. If you do 10 countries in Europe, you only did 5.
Even half, I think that's pretty generous to us. I know that you want to keep those numbers up, so you said half.
Yeah.
I would say a third.
Third. Oof.
Yeah, especially being an Australian, you have to travel
Yeah.
so far to get from Australia. If you travel somewhere to like Europe, you're just in the same, like you're just in the ballpark of the same places. But like, I don't know. I sort of see it as a third.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, we agree to disagree. This isn't an arguing platform. We're very much on the same side here. But yeah, what was your favorite country? Number one.
Tricky, tricky. Look, I don't want to give a weak fence sit answer here. I do have to say that the country that I've got the most bang for my buck from, conversationally, is Japan.
Mm,
Japan is such a popular country that having traveled to Japan means that you're opened up to a lot of conversations with people. So you find that you're mostly talking about Japan with people, which really cements all of the memories because you can like forensically remember everything because you're always talking about it. So purely from like a bang for buck, definitely Japan. And I rave about Japan. The public transport in Japan or the transport in general is just insane. It is the best feature of any country I've been to. It is
mm.
impeccable. Um, so yeah, if I think that that's what it comes down to. Have I had better experiences in other countries? Definitely. Well, probably in most
Probably
other
all of
countries. Yeah.
them.
But Japan definitely is one that I can constantly enjoy remembering and sharing my memories of because everyone's talking about it.
Mm. Well, we're not talking about that today because we're actually going to be talking about Peru,
Oh,
which
so many good memories in Peru.
it was interesting because we were discussing which South American country to pick, and we're like, okay, let's pick one that's not going to be just like a silly drunken story, sort of one that sort of naturally happened.
Mm.
But then at the same time, I was also listing some of the other things that happened, which we'll get into a little bit later. And
Oof.
there's some fair drunken trauma in there as well, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. And I mean, some of the other places we went to, there's trauma there that uh, needs to pass the statute of limitations or whatever it's called, where we can't be imprisoned for it. I think
100%. Well, what were your sort of assumptions with Peru before you got there? I think
knew it was
like,
going to be good.
yeah, yeah.
Knew high expectations of all the countries. I would say it was, if not number one, if not top two, number one,
Mm.
because purely by virtue of Cusco and Machu Picchu, that whole section of the country is just like it's it's so romantic. It's like probably the most uh, iconic part of South America, if I can go so far.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. It was interesting. I felt like, there's such history there, like such well sort of documented history. And I think the best part is that it's sort of for everyone. You can
Mm,
be old as travel there. You can be
yeah,
young as like there was just such a good range. And even within the country itself,
yeah.
from different places you can go, beach, coastal towns, surfing, then up into the Amazon and then the classic nerdy history stuff, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, definitely. And there's also just some absolute um, drop drop kick dead shit towns that you could end up in as well.
Which we kind of did.
Well, wait, we'll get into it. We'll get there. But
Yeah.
we,
I think
we
we just
spent
get
da-
into it now. I
we spent
fucking
days in some of these towns. I mean, it's ridiculous how much time we spent in them.
Yeah, well, you spent an extra day because as we headed into Peru, naturally we took a bus because buses are king in South America.
From Guayaquil, or
Wash,
however they pronounce it.
yeah, in
It's,
Ecuador,
it's, it's spelled Guayaquil in Ecuador, but I'm pretty sure the locals said, "Hey, mate, you should say Guayaquil." And I think
Guayaquil.
that could have
Mm.
been embarrassing for me. They could have been setting me up, but it's like the drop bear of Ecuador. Hey, get the tourists saying Guayaquil.
Yeah, well, we started there, and because we sort of had a few big nights in Montenegro and Ecuador,
Mm,
you were pretty dusty, so
mm,
we'd sort of decided to split for the first time on our adventure, and I was going to go to some other coastal town and I think chill there for a day or two, and you were just
yeah,
going to bus all the way to Lima, which was
yeah.
kind of nice because we got bumped up to first class on the
So
bus.
when we boarded, Doss's trip was only going to be 5 hours. Like he was barely going to be on the bus. I was going to be on the bus for 26 hours to get from Guayaquil down to Lima. So I had a long drive ahead of me. I was quite happy in the bus. It was quite nice. But then a few hours in, my air conditioner broke. And rather than just move a seat backwards, they said, "Whoa, sorry, come down to VIP." And VIP was, I mean, I
Oh,
loved it. It was big, semi sleeper, like full recline kind of beds, big armrests, TVs, all kinds of stuff. Like barely anyone was down there as well. I think we were getting little bits of food and snacks along the way.
yeah.
Massive win, especially for me. Dos could only enjoy it for a few hours. I was looking at 24 hours in this seat. So that was amazing.
I was nearly sad to get off. Like
Yeah.
that was proper upper living, like
Yeah, that was amazing. We'd been on some long bus trips, and the prospect of being on this for a long bus trip was
Yeah.
very enticing.
Very enticing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, well, you probably go into your side of it first because naturally you got to experience it before I did.
So you disembarked in the middle of the night somewhere. Catch you later. I went to sleep basically straight away in my bus, and I woke up, put up my little window, like my little screen, and it was just water as far as the eye can see, brown water on this flat landscape, middle of nowhere. Like there's no landmarks, there's no mountains.
It's
Flat.
still sunny?
It was sunny when I woke up. It was morning. Just water everywhere, and still the road was just up enough that a few, convoy was heading along this water. And I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And next thing you know, we stop, we wait there for a fair while, bus driver gets back on, and we're turning around because the water had obviously come up too far ahead, spin us around, drive back, and we're getting dropped at this middle of nowhere side of the road stall, food stall, where they just stalled for time for a bit. The bus driver called up his corporate headquarters and was like, yo, what are we doing? Like, I can't get there, obviously. This flooding is too bad. Let's go back to Lima. Let's go back to Ecuador. And they couldn't because the flooding was so historic. I think it was 80 years, worst flooding in 80 years in Peru. So much rain, bridges were down, like carnage, really terrible stuff. Obviously, our problems weren't the worst problems, but they were our problems, and that's all I can talk about.
And they were the worst time.
It's not a competition, but we were definitely the worst off. And we couldn't get back. We were effectively boxed into this very large part of Peru that had, respectfully, nothing. It was like the long reach outback of Peru. Respectfully to my people. So they drive around, try and find another way, fail, stop at another one of these random side stalls. This woman sees the bus driver on the phone to corporate headquarters, snatches the phone, and just starts abusing in Spanish.
It's
just
intimidating.
tearing a new one. Instantly, we're back on the bus. Like, whatever she said got the fire up, and we're back on the bus, and we can't get there. So they say, look, we're going to go to this town, this random town. At the time, I was like, well, whatever. I don't know what's going on. I don't speak the language. No one's telling me what's happening. Take me wherever we're going. Pura, what's the place?
Yeah.
So I get to Pura. I'd like to think I get to Pura before you do, Dos, and I check into a hostel. And at this point, though, because you've boarded the bus to get to Lima, I won't tell your story, but you're getting on a bus to Lima because your bus driver, for some reason, still thinks, yeah, let's go Lima. I have Wi-Fi, but I can't contact DOS. So DOS just says, I'm on the bus, and that's it.
Yeah. So, yeah, no Wi-Fi on the buses. Back then, it was proper trench warfare. But I got off on Mancora's coastal beach town, and at least beautiful weather. Just sort of, it was meant to be a fair party town, but I don't know. I think after Montenegro, it sort of just couldn't quite live up to that height. And admittedly, I think I was there Monday, Tuesday as well, so can't hold it too much against it. But so just cut the beers on the beach, and
and you bought the floggiest hat, which I hope I hope you lost it. I didn't see it again. Yeah. I don't think I saw it again. It was the worst. It was one of those. Honestly, it was one of the like a bit of word. Like a swinger would wear this kind of hat. You picture a swinger. He looked like a swinger in this like little short-brimmed fedora-ish thing.
Yeah, that was sort of like straw-esque. Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
I agree, but I just wanted it for some reason. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. It definitely did not make it home, thank God. But yes, I was just drinking beers with this bloke, and we're like, he's like, are you sure your bus is leaving tomorrow? And at like 10 in the morning, and I was like, yeah, I think so. Like, I haven't been told anything else. He's like, there's like massive floods going on at the moment. And I was like, oh shit, there you go. And I was like, no, Pross, I haven't heard from Pross, so I assume that you were fine, that you were going, that you were sort of still on track, because theoretically you would have been pretty close to Lima at this point.
Theoretically.
Yeah. So then the next day, and then as soon as the next day, all of a sudden you start noticing every TV screen has these floods, just like water everywhere, like, bridges being swept away and stuff. And I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this might be interesting. So I asked the bus, the tour guide, and I was like, is this bus going to make it? Like, I'm seeing a lot of flood stuff. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I was like, okay, I guess like
Can
what
I
what
just say,
else?
foreshadowing the fact that, respectfully, bus drivers in Peru have
Hmm.
got no fucking idea what is going on. This is a problem in Peru.
Yeah,
Keep going.
100%. Yeah, because I was like, all right, well, this is all the information I have. You're telling me it can, so there must be a way that you know. So I was like, all right, stuff it. Let's do it. So jump on the bus. And then I happen to be, it's just, I'm the only white person on the bus. Everyone only speaks Spanish. So I was like, okay, this will be interesting. And we probably only get, I don't know, maybe like 8 hours down the road. Yeah, I reckon 8, 9 hours. And then like, we're just in this line. Oh, actually, no, it was middle of the night. Yeah, sorry.
Mm,
We would have got like 10, 12 hours down the road. And
wow.
it's just like the bus stops and we all get out. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's pitch black. And I can just see that there is just a line as far as the eye could see of buses, trucks. And I'm just like, oh shit. And everybody's just standing outside of their vehicle, just chilling. And I'm like, oh fuck, what the hell is going on here? And so anytime this lady sort of was like trying to talk to me, and I was just like, yeah, okay, like, yeah, with my tiny bit of Spanish. She was laughing at it. I think we're flirting. It was great.
Oh,
But yeah. And then the bus driver realized, he's like, yeah, this poor guy's got no idea what's going on. So he'd tell everyone something, and then he'd come over to me with Google Translate, and it'd be like, that we can't go this way. The water's too great. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. And then like we'd go to the next spot. We'd turn
good
around.
service. All right, bus drivers are back in the good books.
Yeah. Like I had a good time. He was looking after me the best he could. And then we got back. Then we got to a bus station, and I was like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? And back in this random town, and they're like, okay, everyone's sleeping here tonight. I was like, what? And so we grabbed, like, like on a plane, international flight, you get the little pillow and
Yep.
the thin little blanket. So that was my bed. So I just brought
Oh,
it over, like tile floors in the bus station, just put my pillow down,
oh.
blanket down, and just go to sleep for
You went to
6.
sleep though.
Yeah. Well, what else am I meant to do?
I'm sorry, no matter how much you want to sleep, sleeping on the concrete floor with effectively like a rag, I'm impressed.
Well, like it was like midnight or like 1 in the morning. I was like, I don't have any other choice here. Like I felt like nearly sleeping on the bus would have been the better play, I reckon, but I don't know. So yeah, and then just woke up the next day, and then everybody was sort of just going up and collecting money, and I was like, okay, I might just try that as well. And then so just went up, and they just like refunded your ticket, but only refunded sort of the amount from
Yep.
where we got to.
Nice.
I was like, interesting. But yeah, then from that point, I was like, okay, I'm in this random town. I just got to find an internet cafe or somewhere that has Wi-Fi and figure out where the hell you are as well, because no idea.
We haven't communicated for however long your bus trip was,
Mm.
and that night that you stayed at the bus stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So I managed to find an internet cafe. I logged on, and then sent you a message, and we just like, you were like, oh, I'm in this town as well. I don't know why we didn't like be smarter with the way that we agreed to meet, because we were just like, oh yeah, okay, let's just meet at the airport. All right, we'll meet at the airport. Actually no, because then we're like, we'll try to find a flight out of here.
Yeah.
There was a bit of logic, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
we could have gone to the airport straight on a plane, or like, okay, 2 hours on the wait for the plane and go. Simple.
Yeah. There was hope there.
Yeah.
And then we I go to get to the airport, jump in. I think they had tuk-tuks in around there as well.
They did. They did. I'd taken a few tuk-tuks.
Jumped in, and I was like, oh, airport, like, aeropuerto, and like trying to translate. I thought I did a bloody good job. And then he takes me to this bus station, this massive bus station. I'm like, this is not the airport. And then I'm like, Pross doesn't know, like I'm going to be like half an hour late maybe. And then, you might leave or something. And I'm like, shit, I'm starting to stress. And then like, I just jump in another one and then like tell him airport. And then, cause the bus station was called Epo, so like they would just jump into it. And I was like, oh
Airport.
God.
Airport.
Yeah.
Airport.
So
Airport.
yeah, managed to get to the airport, and then you ended up having pretty much the exact same experience.
I was I was already dramatically in the red at this point. I was already in debt to mum and dad big time. My card had been eaten by a machine. Not yet, actually. My
Not yet.
card had not
No.
been eaten yet.
Yeah.
But I was down to my last 20 Peruvian soles or whatever it's called.
Mm.
And the hostel guy and the bus and the taxi driver, again, I said airport. No one has to speak English. That's fine. But I said airport. They got
Yeah.
taken to a bus station. I was pretty pissed off. I was broke. I had American dollars, so I ended up probably paying a premium to a tuk-tuk driver
Mm.
to take me to the place with wing buses, and I was really angry. I was really upset and quite broken. Actually, I was really frustrated because of the lack of communication that Dos and I could have.
Mm.
The fact that both of us thought there was going to be, trouble if we didn't make it there at the same time and couldn't communicate with each other.
Yeah.
But I got there. I got to the airport.
Yeah. And then we get there and then we're like, okay, we can't even get a flight. There's no flights. So we're like, okay, let's just go get a hostel. And then we found a hostel. And then that night, we're like, okay, we need to get a flight. And we're like, oh, wait, like our travel agent should be able to organize it. I don't know why we went that route, but we did. And so
I think that we went to the airport, and I don't know if you could book in advance at the airport, or they couldn't understand us to be able to book. I don't think Pura was a tourist town.
Definitely wasn't a tourist town. That much we can confirm. And then so I remember we went out. Well, not like out, but we went to a pub sort of thing, and then we were midnight our time, and then we're just calling everyone back in Oz to be able to sort of figure it out, the system. And then our flight attendant managed to get me a flight, at least the next morning, just straight to Lima and then straight to Cusco. And then you the same, but you had more of a layover in Lima or something.
Wasn't I on a later flight?
Later flight, yeah.
I was on a later flight, and I had a longer stay over in Lima. I'm fairly certain. Did you negotiate that? Did you? Did you get a choice and go? Oh, I'm the earlier one and the shorter one.
It's actually always I've always wondered that. How I ended up, getting a full extra day in Cusco effectively.
And I've been in this town for like 2 nights now. I was miserable. I hated this town.
I think how ecstatic I was when I was in that internet cafe said, oh shit, I'm in this stupid town. And then you were like, I'm in the same town. I just think that was such like a beautiful moment. I was like, okay, I'm not going to die alone. At least there'll be two of us.
Yeah.
Then I think probably to add rub a bit more salt into the wound while we're opening up the trauma. I think you got into Cusco at like midnight or like 2 a.m. or something. And like I was party mode. I was like, because we were in the party hostel.
Yeah.
And then
sick
it was
hostel.
Sick hostel. That was so much fun.
Like not Wild Rover, that was the other one.
Loki?
Yeah, must have been.
Yeah, Loki. And then Wild Rover.
Then we stayed. Then we went to an even better one.
Yeah,
I digress. Peru rocked. I mean, I love Peru.
Yeah, I know,
this sucks, but Cusco was so strong.
Yeah, Cusco was so strong. It lived up to everything and then more.
Sneaky shout out. Oh, by the way, just to finish off the Pura Mancora thing, when Dos and I together were trying to get to the airport, and Dos was saying aeropuerto, for the third time in 2 days, we were on our way to the bus station. And Dos was like, I don't know if you drew a plane or you wrote down. I drew a plane
and then did the hands like in the back of the taxi trying to pretend to be a plane.
And finally he said, airport sounds like Epo. That's what that's. And I was like, oh, obviously, we're idiots. I mean, you should have known better. You were speaking Spanish.
That's what I thought. I really nailed it too. Yeah. But I guess to them, airport or an airplane isn't an airport.
Yeah, aeropuerto sounds like air and port.
I would have thought so.
And there was another time we asked for a towel. Can I please have a towel?
Oh, towel.
And they're like, no. And then we point out, it's like, oh, towello.
I was like, I can see it.
It's like, towello, come on. I just want to say as well, if you go on to watch our stories on YouTube, and there's some good stuff in there to be sure. The transition from the Pura Mancora episode Cusco episode, just how the Puro Mikora ends with us getting on a plane, and the start of the Cusco episode being like us on the street, fucking super lively music.
Yeah.
That's such a good transition. I was
Yeah.
watching it today. And I was like, "Wow, that's like an instant boost back in Cusco, baby."
It's crazy how quickly we just sort of instantly forgot like
Yeah.
the trauma we just experienced for the last few days of just
Yeah.
proper travel struggles.
Great town.
Yeah. And then, oh, mate, that, and then, oh, this is a shout out to Flo. This is how we met our big German friend.
Yeah.
At a different party hostel. We actually stayed in all the party hostels in Cusco.
We didn't stay at Wild Rover, did we?
I thought we did a night.
We went to a
the
party
end.
there.
Okay, we definitely went to a party there. But yeah, then this other one, and then this
St.
German,
Patrick's Day at Wild Rover.
yeah, which was like 3 days.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
But this German guy was just doing a beer sculling competition, and he was sort of the underdog coming into the final, and he manages to win. And then we were literally just like, "Hey, Alemania," which is German and Spanish. I was like, "You're sitting with us." He came and sat with us. And then the next day he was like, "Oh, do you guys want to come on this adventure trek up to Peru? That's to Machu Picchu." And then that's when we did the whitewater rafting, mountain bike riding, hot springs, Inca Trail, and then Machu Picchu. Zip lining.
Zip lining.
Yeah, all for like $140 US, which is just pittance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was
pretty unreal.
That was so good.
Oh yeah,
so good. Yeah. Peru, like Japan's. I talk about Japan the most, but man, I wish I could talk about some of those South American countries a little more. You know, I loved it. They were so fun, fun, so cool.
I think I fell in love in Peru as well.
You did.
Shout out to the British backpackers of the world.
Yeah, and I can't comment. You know, it's a different time. It was a different time.
It's a different world.
This is pre-COVID, guys. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, that was definitely good fun. I think Peru's my number one. Some people were shit canning it before we got there. They're like, oh, it's a bit of this, bit of that.
I thought they were saying it was too obvious. It was like too like it's what you expect. And I mean, if it was what I expected, it was still awesome. You know, like I'm not complaining about my expectations being met. They were surpassed, but if they'd been met, that's what you want.
Literally, isn't that what you sign up for?
That's what you sign up for.
Yeah, I'd say it was. Yeah, it was
imagine if some of these like trips to Machu Picchu, 7-day trip, was just like all the things it could be. You know, it's like, it could be. You could see a fucking UFO that's going to survey Machu Picchu because it's an alien, whatever. It's like, no, they tell you what's on the can, and if you get it, you're happy.
Yeah, it tastes good.
It does surpass it, but still.
Yep. And I actually recommend do the adventure trek, not the Inca Trail multi-day hike. Like, there's not really any benefit of doing that hike for the fact that it's $700 US more.
I think there might be a demographic gap between what we did, which was like Kentucky to a historically significant site, and the Inca Trail, which is probably more of like a true expedition type experience.
It's just a rip-off. Like, that is an insane rip-off. Like, and if you did the Inca Trail there, you'd nearly pay half price as well. So like, don't ever book online for that sort of stuff because it is just tourist trap. But once you get there, you'd be able to get nearly half price.
You'll get on it.
Easy. If not, then you just jump on. We could do the train as well, like do the open roof train. That'd be pretty cool.
Would be.
Yeah, if you got the coin. We could be like peasants like us and walk the whole track.
Yeah. Looking both ways, like walking, crossing a bridge and looking behind you like, we're sure the train's not going to come through here, right?
Yeah. And then what was the last piece of trauma? Oh, our tour guide. Oh, fuck. I nearly forgot to even. Oh, this is proper trauma. There's blood and guts and everything in this one.
Man, this was one of those situations where it's like, for me, it was a fight or flight situation at a time when flight was so much more appealing to me, because Dos, you might prefer to tell this one, just because you and Flo have more of a history. So go ahead.
You picking the other side. You're on the tour guide side.
We were taking bets. I mean, my guy went down. I admit, my guy lost, but it wasn't a fair fight. There was the environment played too much of a factor.
Yeah, it definitely contributed. Yeah. So basically, we had this tour guide, and he loved his like wrestling. So like Peruvians have a certain style of wrestling that they do.
Can we both agree as well that he seemed like a super cool guy?
Initially, yes.
Yes, he
Yeah.
seemed like a super cool guy.
Yeah.
He was really a handsome dude, strong dude, true like. I think he was of Incan bloodline, so
Yeah.
he says. I would spin that yarn too if I was, local. I'd be like, yeah, tourist, I'm Incan. He was short, stocky, handsome dude, charming, charismatic, very charming, perhaps attempting to be charming to the women. But anyway, I'll let you carry on.
Yeah. So basically, so this guy, he challenges our big German friend who's massive, 6'4", 6'5", shredded, jujitsu. And
You
so,
just had to outdo my description of this guy. It's Flo with the biggest glaze I've ever heard.
I would say Flo is well and truly better looking rooster.
No, Flo's a true
tall
specimen.
German blonde, a lot of the
credit
key.
where it's due, definitely.
And then but he's a very chill guy. Like he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to do anything like that. But this tour guide's just sort of into him a little bit, and then like, all right, let's do a wrestle in our room.
There was a backstory though with the girls, wasn't there?
Not at this stage.
Oh
no, not at this stage. No, at this point we thought it was two innocent guys wrestling.
And the boys having a bit of a grapple.
Yeah. So they're in our dorm room. There's about 5 of us in there. A few people left because they're like, fuck, I'm not watching this. And they're going at it, just sort of wrestling. And then the Incan guys got our German mate sort of in a decent hold. But our German guy's just so big that he just sort of picks him up and just flips him.
It was kind of like the hold. If the wrestle stayed, our tour guide had the impression that he had submitted Flo. He'd like outdone him, in a sense. But like, even though the hold was like probably really, really sick and it was like really had him in a bind, the reality was that in order Flo could escape it, it would just take going to the next level to get him off. So at one level, potentially, the fight was very close, but that was probably because Flo was trying not to go to the
next level
to fuck this guy up.
Yeah, when you got to,
he had to go there.
Yeah, he went there. So he flips this tour guide, and then the tour guide's face hits the corner of the bed. So, and they're wooden beds, and it splits his chin, lip, nose, and forehead. Blood
straight up
everywhere. And like we're drinking, so like the blood is just steaming out.
Yeah.
And like I'm on the bed like with my girl, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I'm shook.
There's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I think he got sent off to hospital. And then we just went to bed, slept like a baby. And then the next day, Flo feels terrible about it. Old mate comes back. He's got 12 stitches across his face. And then so he leaves the tour early. And then we sort of find out. We get back. We do Machu Picchu next day. Did he have to give an
apology, the guide?
No.
Was that okay?
No, so there was none of that. And then so then one more day of the trek where we had this trainee tour guide get us through. He was
completely forgettable. Completely forgettable.
Completely forgettable character. I only remember him because he was stressing so fucking hard about us getting to the next place. I'm like, man, just chill and just get some chips. Dude, he was not stressing
like that. He was like, these guys are going to kill me.
He's just watched his boss just get absolutely slaughtered.
And my boss can really fight.
And he's good looking. Well, not anymore, to be fair. But so don't feel bad for this tour guide, because we find out the next night when we're all back in Cusco that the tour guide was trying to feel up the girls on our tour group, and which is just creepy and so fucking not on. So him getting his face split open is sort of fair justice, and then admittedly,
serious man. I mean, sometimes it's a German dude flipping you into a bedpost.
Mind you, me and Curly, we went.
Sorry, a Bavarian. I should say Bavarian, shouldn't I?
Yeah, true. I was me and my Irish friend that was also on the tour. Like, you know what? I'm not satisfied with that. So we went to the tour agency. We're like, hey, this guy was filling up the girls and stuff. And they're like, oh, wow, okay, that's, we've sort of heard of him doing that before. He's, yeah, and I was like, fuck it, all right. So, and then they were like, well, he's fired. Like, we sacked him after the wrestle because, like, he's done the wrestling before as well. So yeah, I was like, well, he lost this one. So, yeah, he got his face busted up, lost his job, and didn't get any girls.
Whoa. I mean, that's no way to be.
Yeah, that's some trauma.
Get him on the next episode.
Yeah, I'll call him up. Whatever he's doing. Oof. All right. So I've got a new segment in this week as well because I'm getting creative like that. And it's going to be blind rankings. So you'll be blind ranking random things from our time in Peru. So you just put them wherever you feel comfortable.
Yep.
You know, there won't be a stitch up or anything like that.
It'll be a stitch up.
There's a chance.
There's no reason you do this if not to stitch someone up.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's start with party hostels.
2. They were so good.
They were so good.
Man, I remember whatever it was between Loki and Wild Rover, the Coliseum, like the courtyard place. I mean, they were doing roasts. They had games happening all the time during the day, at night. I mean, corn. I was there for the corn, dude.
Yeah.
Even the cinema, it was chill. They just had like Friends on repeat, basically. You jump in there for a while, de-stress, dark place, jump out, Oh, it was great. The bathrooms were good. The beds were good.
Just remembered, fucking Rainbow Mountain.
Rainbow Mountain, that's a trauma that we've forgotten.
The mountain that never happened.
Yeah.
We booked Rainbow Mountain.
Good. We didn't go on other things.
They were like, because you had to go at 3 a.m. And then so we're like, okay, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. And then we went out that night, and they came back and like I'd got back to bed like 30 minutes beforehand, and they're like, oh, do you want to come? And we're like, oh, can we just go tomorrow? They're like, yeah, no worries. Like, oh, sweet. Yeah. And then the next night we go out again. They come to see if we're awake. We're not even home. We're still out at a different club.
And our roommates were not impressed.
Filthy, because they have to come in, turn the lights on, and then the first night our alarms are going off and everything. Far out. We were trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dare say we moved rooms. We stayed in 2 locations at that hostel.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know if that was because of the vibes in the room that we'd woken up from 2 mornings.
The vibes were off, man. I didn't like everyone else in there. They were looking at me funny.
Yeah. But that's number 2. Easy number 2. I don't think it can be beaten.
Okay.
As number 2.
Yeah. Ceviche.
What, the food?
The food, Peruvian food.
5.
Oof.
That's easy. I mean, I honestly don't even remember eating ceviche.
Ceviche, yeah.
Are you talking about like the salmon that cooks itself on fruit?
Something like that. It's raw fish.
Yeah, raw fish, and you mix it with like tomato juice or something, and it like sears or something.
Yeah.
Delicious. I love it. I do not remember eating it once.
I remember eating it at this dodgy ass place in fucking Cusco.
Yeah,
I was like, why are we getting fish raw in the middle of nowhere?
I reckon I did not opt to eat that.
Well, I didn't die, so that works.
Yeah.
All right, English backpackers. All right, 1.
Look, I'm going to go with 3 on this one. Yeah, they're good. We've got a good relationship. There's a bit of a back and forth between Australians and Brits. It's nice actually, and they were good. The ones that we met were good value, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Machu Picchu.
Sheesh, this is tough, isn't it? I'm going to go with 4. You love it.
I nearly feel bad.
Okay, well, I've committed. I'm locking in 4. 4, just because it was awesome. It was not going to be a stitch up. Rewind 30 a minute. It won't be a stitch up.
I'm going to edit that out.
It was really special, awesome location. Um, but of the entire trip, it's probably one of the least memorable parts for me.
It's good picks, but
Yeah.
yeah. And the last one is sexual harassing tour guides. You got that at one. Oh, you're a pig. You're a bad man.
I'm on the wrong side of history, man. What can I say?
I knew you were talking up that guy for being so handsome. I was like,
but what were they wearing?
jeez.
No. Terrible. Yes, I ranked it number one, but I think I don't necessarily think that it reflects my true feelings. And I was pretty psyched when I found out that karma had been inadvertently served on a night that I was like white as a sheet watching true violence occur.
Yeah, I think that's the only time I've really seen that amount of blood.
Faces, man, it takes nothing to bleed. It's so like everything's just so, I don't know what the term is, but you just nick yourself on the face and it's squirting.
And he more than nicked himself, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, the final ranking, just the three measures of how I like to measure a country. How was the party scene out of 10?
In Peru, I would say the party scene was a 9. It wasn't a 10 on the grounds that I tried to have a good time in Pura, and I don't recall that being a particular. Even the hostel, I think it was weird.
I don't think they'd ever experienced a full hostel before.
And I think there were some digital nomads there that were dull, just dull.
Yeah, if you're a digital nomad in fucking Pura,
they're like, I've been actually do some work now. Like they're like, I've been having fun in all these places. I need to earn some money. This is the place I'm going to do it.
They're there locking in.
Yeah. What would you say? I think is 9 too much?
No,
for me,
I reckon it fucking would be pretty close. Cusco, man, those nights were just so consistently good, and we went to different venues all the time.
No, you couldn't miss.
Yeah, I think it has to be there.
Yeah.
Then plus, I made sweet love. And how was the culture?
I'm going to go with a.
You didn't even eat ceviche.
No, but I really loved on our trip. I'm gonna go with a. It's tough not to give it a 9, bro. I'll be honest with you. Even though Machu Picchu was awesome and amazing, but not but not necessarily even the most memorable part of that part of the trip. The history of it all, the fact that the towns, the old parts of the towns, and these encampments, they're all shaped like, they were geographically shaped like condors, pumas, jaguars, whatever's. Like brilliant stuff, and it lends itself to folklore about aliens being the ones that assisted in the construction of them. That's what our tour guide thought. He was not even like suggesting it as a possible thing. He said, "I've got Incan heritage. Aliens helped us do all this stuff."
Yeah, fuck you. You'd believe anything that tour guide said, wouldn't you?
Number 1, baby. There you go. I would say it's a strong 9. A very, very cool place, very cultural place. Didn't feel the culture too much. Actually, I don't want to talk about why I didn't feel the culture too much down out of the mountains. Probably because it was going through some pretty terrible flooding. But yeah, Cusco carried it big time.
Yeah. Nature itself.
I want to give it a. Do I factor in the floods to that? Because that takes it down to like a 3.
See, I thought that was cool. I want a risky country.
Yeah, it all worked out for us, so
and
that's
it
fine.
Didn't rain.
No,
anywhere
it rained where we were. Probably rained
I don't remember it raining once.
No, I would give it I'd give it an 8. I reckon. I think the water was really cool. The rushing rivers.
Whitewater rafting. Yeah, sick.
I might give it a 7.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's probably fair. The beach was pretty nice, but not. It's so hard growing up in Noosa. You just get so picky with the beaches.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw videos of the beach and I was just like, meh.
Yeah. Yeah. And would you go again?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I would always be like afterwards, oh, where would I go back to? And then I'd be like, definitely Peru. And then I'd be like, oh, definitely in Bolivia as well. And then, probably maybe Argentina again, but I think Peru and Bolivia just stood out as the countries I want to return to, just because I feel like I barely scraped the surface. And I didn't. I barely scraped the surface in Chile and Argentina and Ecuador.
Yeah.
Maybe not Ecuador. I might have finished Ecuador.
We did a bit there.
Galapagos Islands. That's all you really need. No, I don't mean that. Shout out the Ecuadorian listeners. But yeah, Peru is a definite returner for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. And I've got a hot tip that I just remembered, something that you should do when you do it. We did it by complete accident, but when you do Cusco and like go into Bolivia and all those sort of places, you want to do it from Lima to Cusco because of the height. So like a lot of people we bumped into were coming from Bolivia to Peru and Cusco. Because they did that, the Bolivia is 6,000 meters up, 5,000 meters up, like the altitude sickness. Most of them experienced it in some way, but because we came up from sea level to 2,000 meters in Cusco, it was sort of the perfect adjustment. And then when we went to Lake Titicaca, Copacabana, that was 4,000 meters, and then we were fine. And then by the time we got to Bolivia, we were sweet.
Didn't even actually factor in at all. As a thing, because it just wasn't affecting us, and then to find out that actually, hey, we're altitude is nuts at the moment, and even the professional soccer players from Argentina are struggling to cope. I was like, oh wow, we've adjusted easily.
Yeah. I'm still haunted by when that old lady walked past me going up a hill in fucking Bolivia. I couldn't believe it. Full shopping bags. I was like, what? That was
incredible,
crazy.
Nick. Incredible, Nick.
Oh yeah. But that's all we got for Peru. Who knows? We might have Mr. Prosser on for a different country at some stage.
Yeah, I'll try and get my mic sorted. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I'll see how desperate I am for guests first before you bother doing that. No, but thanks for listening, and we'll be back another fortnight. New country, new trauma.